So before we even go into the roots of it and all that stuff, I want to go into the spiritual part of narcissism. And so, narcissism spiritually is empowered by demonic spirits and connected to spirits that include Jezebel and Ahab, the spirit of delusion and insanity, the religious spirit, the antichrist spirit, the witchcraft spirit, the lawlessness and rebellion spirit, and the spirit of lying. Those are pretty much the groups of demonic spirits that really are the underlining of a narcissist. If you know anything about, I know a lot of people often talk about, like, spirits, and is there really a spirit of lying, a spirit of this, a spirit of that. We do know that these things are mentioned in the Bible. A lot of them are, especially as it relates to the spirit of lying. We also know with Jezebel and Ahab, they were actual people in the Bible. And so this is why we get that spiritual component from them. And when it comes to when it comes to Jezebel and Ahab, you can read First Kings, like chapter 16 through 22, really tells about their whole reign, all that they did, and even the death of Jezebel, all of the things. Jezebel, they considered an overt narcissist, and Ahab, they considered a covert narcissist. Now, with Jezebel, they consider her overt because of she was manipulative, she was vain, she was entitled, she was shameless, she was callous, and she was lawless. And again, like I said, you can go to First Kings 16 through 22 and really see all that she did. Like, she did a lot of things, including killing people, a whole lot. And so then you have Ahab, King Ahab, and he, like I said, is considered a covert narcissist. And he oftentimes used fear, bullying, and intimidation. And like, I think it was in First Kings, they actually mentioned him and said that they considered him like one of the most wicked kings. So it just shows you just how much of a magnitude that narcissism is, how dangerous it is. And so, yeah, but if you just go into that, if you go into, like I said, read that in the Bible, you can really go into like in detail exactly what they did. As we know, Jezebel, she literally, God was not pleased with her at all. She died of a gruesome death, as we know. We've never even, I don't even think I've ever seen in the Bible, I haven't read the whole thing, but I haven't seen the Bible where God has really been adamant on the way that he's killed someone. And I think with her, she was actually pushed out by a servant out of the window, out of a balcony, and then she was run over, and then she was devoured by dogs. So she didn't even have any flesh left on the ground. So that just goes to show you how displeased God was. And I know that a lot of people don't talk about, like, people don't believe in like the spirit of Jezebel and all the things, but I believe it was in Revelations, if I'm not mistaken, that Jesus actually spoke about this to the church. And he's going to mention, he talks about like the fact that we have entertained the spirit of Jezebel for a long time. And so clearly, it just goes to show that even though these were real people, there are spirits of them or manifestations of them or characteristics that are shared by them. That's why we call it the spirit of Jezebel or the spirit of Ahab. It's because that spirit shares those same, qualities or characteristics as the actual people did. But just so you have a gist of, from a spiritual standpoint, what a narcissist actually is encompassed by. So it's not just one thing. And like I said, the arrogance and the pride is the core, but it's not the only thing.